All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly marketing and mindset training call. This is Teresa Swindra. I'm a National Sales Director here in the Freedom at Home team. Want to welcome everyone to the team. I know there's been a lot of people, especially with the promotion just ending, that have just joined us. So welcome to those of you that are brand new and that are here. Welcome to the team. And also welcome to those of you that have been with us for a while. We call those our oldies. Regardless if you're brand new or you've been with the team, welcome. I'm super excited that you're here. I look forward to this call. Marketing, I know it's kind of crazy, but I love marketing. I love learning the different ways to market. And there's literally hundreds of different ways to market or use a lead strategy to generate leads. And leads are the lifeblood of your business. It's the meat and potatoes. Without prospects or leads, you have no one to talk to, and your business will not grow. It will not move forward. Excuse me. And that is the purpose of this call, is to help you to learn the different strategies so that you can go out and grow your business. I want to teach you and share with you the different ways so that your inbox can be overflowing and your phone can be ringing off the hook. I want to make sure that my goal is for each and every one of you to have an abundance. I want you to have more leads than you do time. That's how you know that your lead strategies are working and that you're always going to have people to talk to, and your phone is always going to be ringing, your business is always going to be growing. That's the purpose of this call. And we've done so many different topics and different strategies on this call. We've talked about the very basic stuff like Craigslist, other free classifieds. We've done some free leads. We've done social networking. We've done job boards, the Get sites. We've done some local stuff. We've done a lot. There's literally hundreds of different ways, if not more, of different strategies that you can use to generate those leads. All of these training calls are recorded, and you can find them all on www.apmarketing101.info. Again, it's apmarketing101.info. And if you just click on recorded calls / webinars, you'll see all of the recorded calls. You're welcome to go back and watch them again and again, share them with your team. And there's a lot of other resources on that site as well. All of the notes from the training calls, so if there's a specific site that we use, if there's specific tips that we go over, if there's an ad that's created, I do place those all on the marketing site as well. You just have to look. I think we're on page 3 now of notes, so just look under that particular date for that training call. There's other lead generation ideas. There's sample ads, flyers. There's all kinds of things on that site. So definitely bookmark it and utilize it and share it with your team. Again, the goal is to make sure that you have those different lead strategies in place so that you can be generating quite a few, abundance of leads. Excuse me. So with that being said, I want to jump into the topic for today. I have a lot of information to go over, and it's something that if you're not using this strategy or this technique, I'm going to go over a couple of different things here with you. You really should be. Times are definitely changing. The technology, and what it is using text messages, not only in your marketing but also in your prospecting. It just makes me think of my daughter being 15. And she has a cell phone, and I can call her 3, 4, 5 times, and she won't answer. Of course, then the panic kind of starts to set in a little bit, like where the heck are you? Why aren't you answering? I'll send her a text message, and she replies right away. I'm like, where in the world have you been? And she'll say, oh, I'm right here. I just didn't want to answer my phone. I get mad at her every time. I'm like, you need to answer your phone, but at the same time, that's the technology, and that's the way things are. And I'm seeing a lot more with the text messaging. A lot more people are utilizing it. And I think with what we're doing, especially when we're talking to people about the work at home opportunity, text messaging might be more of a comfort thing as far as reaching out to you, and especially if you give them an option to text in your advertising versus calling you or visiting a website. It might be more of a comfort thing to text. Oh, I can text. Let me see what this is all about. And I think that's because there's so much junk out there. There's so many scams and so many different things. So sending a text message, like I said, it's a comfort thing where they can just, oh, let me send a message and see what this is all about and see if I get a response. And it's easier to send a message than it is to make a phone call. Some people will pick up the phone and they will call, but I do get a lot of people that will respond via text message, and you can just tell that they're curious, they're kind of nervous, like, what is this all about? Are you real? Is this real? Is this a scam? And that, again, goes back to what I was just saying with all of the different junk out there, all the scams, and there's so much out there. People are really, really skeptical, and I'm seeing more and more of that. And so I just had some different tips and things to share with you as far as using text messaging with your marketing, but also using it in prospecting too. It's just another way to reach people. And if you don't want to use your phone, your personal cell phone number, that's fine. You don't have to. But I highly recommend if you go and get a Google Voice number. You can link it right to your Gmail. You just want to go to www.google.com/voice. Again, it's www.google.com/voice. You link it right to your Gmail, and it's free. It costs you absolutely nothing. And you can make phone calls, but you can also send text messages. There's no limit, and it just gives you a lot of flexibility, and you can put your number out there and not have to worry about having some creepy person have your personal phone number. And it's really simple to block that number too if you do get a creep. I've had to do that a couple of times just because there's some crazy people out there, and that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it doesn't happen very often. And it's super easy just to go in and block the number, and then you're done. And when they try to text you or call you, they just get a message that says that your number has been disconnected. They have no idea that it hasn't, but they're no longer able to get a hold of you, and you're able to still use that Google Voice number without having to worry about having your personal number out there. Now, if you want to use your cell phone, you're more than welcome to, but that Google Voice is going to give you a lot more freedom, a lot more flexibility. And the nice thing about it is you can link it to your cell phone. I have mine linked right to my cell phone. I have the Google Voice app on my phone, so I can still access my Google Voice. I can still reply to the text messages, check my voicemails, all that good stuff right from my cell phone. Excuse me. Now, I'm not going to go too far into Google Voice because I do want to share the tips and things with you, and I do have a lot of things to go over. It was actually myself and another leader on the team, Delane. We did a Google Voice training call, and you can go back to the AP Marketing 101.info websites and go under the recorded calls/webinars and watch that training call if you need help with getting the Google Voice set up. It's really easy. It'll take maybe 5 minutes at the most to go through it. Again, you just go to google.com/voice, accept the terms, pick your number, you'll verify your phone number, and you're ready to go. A couple of minutes and you're set up and you're ready to go. Excuse me. So as far as using, we'll start first with using the text messaging in your marketing. Now, when you're marketing and you're pasting, or can't talk this morning. When you're marketing, marketing is going to be posting your ads online, whether you use it on Craigslist, you're on a Get site, you're social networking. There's a lot of different resources and ways for us to market. But regardless, every ad that you put out there, regardless if it's a classified ad or it's a social networking ad or it's a job board ad, every single ad needs to have a call to action. And that call to action is going to be what you want the person reading the ad to do. And that's usually going to be visit this website for more information, reply for more information, call for more information. And one thing that you can do, and I've been doing this a lot with my ads, excuse me, is my call to action is please call or text for more information or to schedule a phone interview. And if you're going to use your call to action as please call or text, you want to make sure you have your phone number in there. And this is where that Google number is going to come into place. So you're going to want to stick that in there. This is my Google number. So please call or text with your phone number for more information or to schedule a phone interview. And you can stick that right in your ad. Excuse me. And there again, you're using that Google number and you're not using your personal number. And then people are going to call you. They're going to text you. Most of the time when I get a text message from someone that's seen my ad, they're telling me, I'm seeing your ad. It looks something like, hi, I saw your ad about working from home. Can you please send more information? It's going to look something like that. Or please send more information about working from home, or would like more information. Usually, for the most part, the messages that I get are super short, and I can tell people are curious. Like, I saw your ad. What is this all about? Is this another scam? Is this real? Is this legitimate? You can just tell, from the tone and how short it is. Sometimes people will, tell me their entire life story in an entire text message, and that's okay. But for the most part, it's super short, to the point. I saw your ad, more information. Sometimes they'll put their name in there. Hi, this is Mary. I saw your ad. But regardless, this is a great way for you to generate additional leads, but also get the information out there. Now, one thing that I want to point out and make sure that I stress it and you understand, text messaging does not replace the phone calls. It doesn't. Some people will want to only talk to you via text because they're at work, they have a bunch of questions, and that's fine. But I still will find out when we can talk on the phone. It's very important that you do that, that you don't let the text message replace your phone conversation. You still need to make sure you're reaching out to that person on the phone. So what I want to do is I just want to share with you basically what I do when I have people that respond with a text message to my ads. For the first part of this, and then I have some other tips and things that I want to share with you too. So I have like a couple different pieces here, but I'm hoping that it will make sense. Grab that pen and paper if you haven't already and take some notes so that you can utilize this. So when you have someone that responds with a message like this, and I saw your ad about working from home, can you please send more information? Definitely want to reply to that. And the purpose here, the key here, is to build rapport. It's just like building rapport when you're talking to them on the phone. You have to build a rapport and make them comfortable so that they want to get on the phone and schedule a phone interview. You don't want to send them right over to an overview call or send them right over to the overview site and review the information and get back to you. You don't want to do that on the phone either. You need to build the rapport and build that relationship. Again, I've said it before. You've heard me say it many times before. People have to know, trust, and like you before they will do any type of business with you. So we have to build the rapport, and it's really easy and simple to do that in text messaging. So, of course, we want to reply. And my first message, when I reply back, I want to acknowledge them and thank them for their interest in our opportunity, their interest in our company. If they don't mention their name, then I will make sure to get their name so that I know who I'm talking to. I do like to be very personal, so if they do use your name, then I'm going to reply back. So I'm going to say, hi, Mary. thank you for your interest in working with our company. And I'm going to ask a question. Have you ever worked from home before? Excuse me. Asking a question is going to get a response. Excuse me. Grab a drink of water here. All right. So asking the question is going to get a response, and that's what we want. You want to engage them in a conversation via text message, but our goal, of course, aside from building the rapport, is to see if they're open to scheduling a phone interview. So we want to ask them, some questions to find out about them, find out what they're looking for. Excuse me. And also build rapport at the same time. So thanking them for their interest in working with our company and finding out if they've ever worked from home before. Most people haven't, some have. So let's start with if they reply and they say no. If they reply back and they say no, they've never worked from home before, I reply back and I ask them, another question. And I let them know, if they've never worked from home before, that's okay. So you can say okay, or you can say no problem. I like to say no problem. Put their name in there. No problem, Mary. Why do you want to work from home? It's very important. It's that same question that we ask when we talk to them on the phone. We're building rapport here. Why do you want to work from home? That's their why. And remember that. That's very important to find out their why. Why do you want to work from home? And you're asking a question, so you're going to get a response, and they're going to reply, and they're going to tell you, I want to work from home to be with my kids, or because I'm going to school, or because I want to supplement our income. They're going to tell you their why, just the same as when you're talking to them on the phone. They're going to tell you why they want to work from home. And whatever their reason is, whatever their why, we want to acknowledge that. So I repeat it back to them. So if they tell me that they want to, I'll just use an example here. Let's say that they replied and they said they want to work from home to spend more time with their kids. Then my reply will be, I put it in the form of a question. Again, we're looking for that engagement and that response. We're just using an example with their kids. You want to work from home to be able to spend more time with your kids and not Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just reiterating their line. I'm just using an example of they want to work from home to be with their kids. So my reply is going to be, awesome. You're wanting to work from home to be able to spend more time with your kids and not feel guilty about not being there when they need you the most. We're engaging them. We're reiterating their why, and they're going to respond. And I don't think I've ever had someone reply back when they've said something like this and say, no, that's not why I want to work from home. It's always, yes, that's exactly why I want to work from home. Can you tell me more? And they're excited and they're wanting to know more. You're building that rapport and you're engaging them. And so from there, once they say, yes, That's exactly why I want to work from home. Tell me more. And again, we want to make sure that we're responding. And my response is usually something like this. Great. Would love to share more. And with text messages, I try to keep it short, because we don't have a lot of space, a lot of room. So it's going to be something like, and I let them know, start talking about what this is, because they're wanting at this point, tell me more about the opportunity. And this is a career. Okay. So I've responded now again after I've reiterated their why, that they're wanting to work from home to be able to spend more time with their kids and not feel guilty about not being there. Now they're excited. Tell me more. I want to know more. What is this all about? And you can reply back and you can let them know. This is a career opportunity. You are the boss. You set your schedule, and you're paid daily and weekly. So you're letting them know right off the bat, this is a career opportunity. There's no hourly wage. There's no set schedule, and we're paid daily and weekly. We help people save on their health care expenses as well as earn an income from home. So we're letting them know, a little bit about who we are and what we do. And then asking them another question. They're in engagement, looking for a response. Are you open to scheduling a phone interview to learn more? And I'm going to reply. Sometimes at this point I will have someone that replies back and they say, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. I do want a set schedule, or I do want an hourly wage. Or they'll ask me, you don't have an hourly wage. And those, that's fine. We haven't spent too much time here with a text message, too much time in conversation. You can bless and release. And that's exactly what I do. No, we don't have a set schedule. We don't have an hourly wage. This might not be what you're looking for. But I always leave the door open, no, as well. And I tell them, I would love to share the information if you're open to hearing about it. If not, that's fine. I wish you luck in your search. That way the door is always open, and they can come back if they do decide that they want more information. Most times, though, when I ask someone a question like this, they're going to reply back and they're going to say, yes, I am. I definitely want to learn more. And from here, then, what I like to do is build a little bit more rapport and let them know a little bit about me, and just, share really briefly, a little bit about me. And, so they're going to reply and they're going to say, yes, I want to schedule a phone interview. Absolutely. I'm going to say, again, great or awesome, or, whatever word you want to use there, just to give you a little background. And I do like to tell them a little bit about the company, too. We are 23 years old. We have an A+BBB. And I have personally been here 5 years. I have, just in whatever your situation is. So again, keeping it short and sweet and acknowledging them, but giving them a little bit of background so that they feel comfortable, they're engaged, they're still excited. And just to give you a little background, we are 23 years old. We have an A plus BBB rating, and then share about you personally. If you're brand new and you're just starting, share what your goal is. Maybe you share using that feel, felt, found. I went through a lot of different things, a lot of different scams before I found this company, and this is what my goal is. Don't be afraid to share your experience with your prospect, especially if you've tried other things that didn't work out, other things that were scams, because most times they're in that same position, so they're going to understand, they're going to be able to relate to that, and they're going to feel a lot more comfortable talking to you and wanting to move forward with a phone interview. So don't be afraid to be a little humble and be a little raw and wear your heart on your sleeve, so to speak, and share your experience. So mine, just keeping it short and simple. I've helped my husband cut his hours from 80 to 40 while working from home around my children. What's the best time to reach you for a phone interview? I can't spell, reach you for a phone interview. Again, asking that question, engaging in that conversation, and they're going to reply, and they're going to let you know the best time to reach them. And they're going to reply, and they're going to say, again, just using an example, let's say they tell you that the best time for them is going to be Wednesday at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. You're going to want to reply to that and confirm or acknowledge that interview. So we're going to reply, we're going to say awesome, or great, or wonderful, or whatever word you want to use. Tomorrow, Wednesday, at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time is perfect. Or if that's not a good time, then suggest an alternative time, but we want to confirm the appointment. Look forward to chatting with you then, Mary. And if you want to put in, have a great day, enjoy the rest of your day, have a beautiful day, that's fine. Whatever you want to put in there, just make sure you're confirming the appointment. That's really important. And then, excuse me, when we have this phone interview, and this is something that I've been doing, I don't even know where I learned it from or why I started doing it, but I've been doing it, and I'm noticing that it's working very, very well. So, we'll continue, let's just, for scenario purposes, we'll go through, we'll set up some appointments, we'll continue to have conversations. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday comes around, and what we want to do, about, I would say, 3:30, 3:45, somewhere around there, we want to reach out to Mary. And we want to just check in with her, just to make sure that we're still on for the phone interview. Excuse me. So we're just going to send a quick little message. And again, we want to do this, and just note this in here, about 15, 20 minutes before. Just send her a quick message. Just say, hey, Mary, this is, put your name in there. We chatted yesterday or earlier, whenever it was, about working from home. Are we still on for the 4 p.m. phone interview? Again, asking a question, yielding that response, just finding out if she's still on or open or available for the phone interview. However you want to word it, she's going to respond. And I have had a couple of times where I've had someone reply back and say, no, I've changed my mind, or I found something, and that's fine. Bless and release, wish them luck, but always leave the door open and let them know if they have any more questions, or if they want to learn more, they're more than welcome to reach out to you. Most times, though, I would say 9 times out of 10, probably even more than that, they are excited, and they're still excited. If you've done in building the rapport and engage them in the right way, they're going to be excited and they're going to want to hear from you. So they're going to reply back and they're going to say, yes, I'm super excited and can't wait to hear from you. Sometimes I've even had someone say, you know what, I can't wait, can we do it right now? Fine, let's go ahead and get on the phone, and that's okay. What we're doing here is we're engaging, we're building rapport, and we're scheduling that phone interview so that when that time comes around, we can send out that little message, find out if they're still available for the phone interview, and then we can have the phone interview. With the phone interview, it's no different than any other phone interview. We can get on the phone. We've already built the rapport because we've done that via text message. So I'm going to just reiterate when we get on the phone. We were chatting via text message. It's really nice to be able to talk to you on the phone. You're looking to work from home, and reiterate their why, because you want to work from home so you can be with your kids and not feel guilty about not being there when they need you. And get them really excited a little bit about the opportunity, and then go into it and say, I want to spend a few minutes and share some information with you about the opportunity and see if it's a good fit for you. And then go through the presentation, whether you share the information, do the overview, or go through the whole thing, but make sure you get their questions answered. And I found that by doing this, the conversations just seem to be much better. They're excited, and there's a lot less of, I know one thing that's always frustrated me, and it happens, it still happens to me after 5 years in the company, where you'll set an interview with someone, and you'll call them, and they don't answer the phone. To me, that's very frustrating. It's a little bit discouraging. I find in a little bit of a way it's kind of rude because you're setting a phone interview. It's no different than if they were to set an interview for a job outside of the home and they didn't show up. If you set that interview, you're expected to show up for that interview. And so I find by doing it this way, there's a lot less of that. Now, there's still some times where I will send a message and I don't get a response at all, or the response might be, a little bit later, and because life got in the way, and that's fine. You can always reschedule. But I find a lot less of that, and they're waiting. You confirm the interview, you send out that message to remind them of the interview, and they're waiting to hear from you. So I get a lot less of that, and they don't answer the phone. Now let me back up here a little bit and kind of go the other direction here. If they reply back and they say they have worked from home before, then I like to find out what they've done before. And then, I continue on with, finding out why they want to work from home. So I do like to say, if they reply and they say, yes, they have, it's just like building the rapport on the phone. They have worked from home before, then my reply is, great, or awesome, or again, whatever kind of terminology. I like the word awesome. That's like my favorite word. But that's just me. So whatever words you want to stick in there, but find out what they've done. What kind of work have you done from home? And just, find out what they've done. Find out, did you enjoy it? And then, continue on with finding out why they want to work from home. Why is it so important to them to work from home? Again, just make sure you are building that rapport, you're engaging them, and you're not letting the text message replace the phone conversation. Your goal is to schedule that phone interview and then have that phone interview. Now, sometimes they are going to have questions. They're going to want to know a little bit more. Go ahead and answer their questions. Don't tell them, we'll answer your questions tomorrow. Don't put that off or ignore them. Answer their questions. People that ask questions are genuinely interested in the opportunity. I've found that in my experience. So make sure, and they appreciate you taking the time to get their questions answered. And you never know, that person that's asking questions could turn out to be a great leader. I know, for me personally, I asked a ton of questions. I was your prospect that would ask questions, would go back and talk to my husband, would review the questions, would listen to a training call, would do something, some kind of research, and have 50 more questions. And then I would call you and ask you all my questions again, and then I would go back and review everything, share the answers with my husband, and come back and have more questions. And I probably did that about 10 times. I'm not kidding. I had a ton of questions. So make sure you take the time to get your prospects' questions answered. It's really, really important. Now I know this is a lot of information here, but I'm hoping that that's helpful. I have a couple other things to share. Let's see here. So, excuse me. A couple other things that we can use the text messaging for. When you have someone that opts in to your Freedom at Home team site, so they opt in to the landing page, they request information. Excuse me. What I like to do is I will, my goal. Excuse me. Let me grab another drink of water. Allergies are horrible right now. I apologize. So what I like to do is every night I will sit down, and I'll probably do it about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock or so in the evening. I will sit down, and I do use a notebook in addition to Focal Point. I'll get my notebook, and I will go through and I will write down in my notebook all of the leads or the opt-ins that have come in for that day. And I will write them down, write down their name and their phone number in my notebook, and then I will go and I will send them a text message. And the text message that I like to send, and I just send it to everybody, and like I said, I will go through and write down everyone that's opted in for that day, and the message that I send excuse me. Again, I use their first name. Hi, Mary or Bob or Joe or whatever it is. This is, put your name in there. Okay. So the message, and again, this is the message that I send and I send it in the evening for everyone that has opted in or visited my Freedom at Home team site that, and put in their information. So it's an opt-in. You've got that email that says new lead from the Freedom at Home team site. I go through and I write down all of their names. And, this way, too, I have my list written out for the next day. And I'm probably going to have to add a few names to it before I make my calls, and that's okay. But for the most part, I have my list made out. So it's one less thing I have to do the next day. And then I'm just sending them a message, just letting them know that I received their request. And then I do like to give them that invitation that they can call and listen to the career overview call to hear the details. Some do, some don't. but they have, they have that information, so it's up to them what to do with it. But the point of my message is to let them know that I received their request. That way they're not sitting there thinking, did this person get my information? Are they going to call? Is this real? Where did my information go? And there's all kinds of different thoughts that go through people's head. Again, it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the call, with there being so much junk out there and so many different opportunities. So many different things go through people's heads. So it's just a nice way to let them know you received their information, and you're giving them that call to action. Again, some people will go listen to it, some people don't, and that's okay. That you're inviting them to listen to that career overview call, or if you want to have them go to your overview page and read the information, however you want to word it, it's completely up to you, and that's fine. And then I like to tell them you can reach me at this number, which is my Google Voice number where I'm texting them from, by phone or text with any questions. Look forward to talking to you soon. And that just lets them know, again, that you received their information and you're looking forward to talking with them. Now, sometimes people won't reply at all, and that's fine, but you're reaching out to them. I do have a lot of people that will reply, and they'll say, thank you so much. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to talking to you too. And they want to know when I'm going to call, and we can go back up here and find out when is the best time to reach them for the phone interview, and then go through the same process. Sometimes they will have some questions, and some people prefer just to get their questions asked, and then they'll go back and do the research. Some people will listen to the call, and they'll text me with all of their questions, and we'll get their questions answered, and then we'll get on the phone and we'll finish everything up. Some people will listen to the call, and they'll text me and they'll say, I listened to the call, it's not what I'm looking for. And that's fine. Then you haven't wasted your time. I don't like to use those words, but you're not wasting your time is essentially what it comes down to, by getting on the phone and going through the information to have them say, that's not what I'm looking for. They've listened to the call, and they know it's not what they're looking for, so you can make a little note in your notebook or in Focal Point, that they listened to the call, and that's not what they're looking for right now. And then when you make your calls the next day, you don't need to give that person a call. Excuse me, but I always leave the door open. I let them know that if they decide they want to learn more, if they have any other questions, please reach out and let me know. I'm more than happy to help them or get their questions answered. And so again, this is something that I do every night with every person that's opted in or visited my site and requested information during the day. Now, another thing that we can do, excuse me, I'm almost done, I promise. I know I'm giving you guys so much information. Another thing that I do is I call all of my prospects 3 times. And my prospects are going to, again, be people that have visited my site, filled out the form, requested information. Everyone gets called 3 times, and it's your decision if you want to do 3 times in a row or every other day, but everyone I call 3 times. And I write that down in my notebook. Each time that I call, left a message. And of course, if you're going to hear back from them because you're going to remember talking to them, you're going to have your notes. And I'll go through my notebook. And after I've called that person 3 times, I send them a text message follow up. Again, this goes back to what I was talking about with my daughter. Call her 5 times, she doesn't answer, send a message, and she replies right away. Every time I do this, every time it doesn't fail, I'll get a response within 30 seconds. And I'm like, I've been trying to call you all week. You haven't answered your phone. What's going on? But I'm getting a response. So I get a little frustrated or a little irritated with that person, but at the same time, forgive and forget, and you're getting a response, and that's what we're looking for. So I have a really simple text message that I send out, just wanting to find out if they're still looking or still wanting the information. Again, using their name, hi Mary, this is, put your name in there, Teresa Swendra, had received your this is it. Hi, Mary. This is Teresa Swendra. I had received your information or your request for more information about working from home. Are you still open to hearing the information or open to hearing the details? However you want to word it, but make sure that you're posing it as a question because that's going to yield a yes or a no response. Now, if they reply and they say, no, I'm no longer looking, or I found something, or I changed my mind, again, bless and release. Wish them luck on their search. Wish them luck on their position, whatever the situation is. Always let them know they can always reach out to you if they have any more questions or if they decide they want to learn more. If they reply back and they say yes, then I jump right up here and I go through this whole process here where I find out if they've ever worked from home before, why they want to work from home, and then I find out when is a good time to schedule a phone interview. And like I said, every time I do this, it doesn't fail. I will have someone, I'll have a handful of them usually that I've called them 3 times. Sometimes I've even called them 4 times. And, they haven't replied. They haven't returned my phone call, but they reply to the text message almost instantaneously, or very shortly. And, like I said, it frustrates me, but at the same time, I forgive and forget pretty quickly because you're getting a reply. You're able to find out what they're looking for, and then schedule a phone interview and get them the information. Excuse me. There's one more that I want to share with you, and then I will open up the line to see if anyone has any questions for me. And this is a message that I send to people that have requested information about the medical or the dental benefits. So this is going to be on the other side of it for medical and dental. And this message I send to those that have opted in, and with the medical and dental, I call them usually about 5 or 6 times, so it is a little bit more than on the IBO side. And then I will follow up with a text message. And, I find I get the same thing. I can call and don't get a response, but I send a text message, and I usually get a handful of responses. So the dental and medical, again, using their name. Okay, so this one is for the dental and the medical benefits. Customize it, depending on if they're looking for both or if they're just looking for the dental or the medical. This is just, a general one that I use. And I do like to let people know that have requested information about the dental that we do have medical too, and that the plans are. I find that this right here, plans are under $50 a month. That seems to be like the key phrase or the key words, whether it's text message or voicemail. There's just something about saying that it creates curiosity, and people respond, and they're like, your plans are really their plans are under $50 a month, really? What's the catch? Or tell me more. They're curious. Excuse me. So if you're working the medical and the dental and you're not getting a lot of response, try adding that in there and see. And I bet you that it'll change the response. Like I said, there's just something about that phrase where it's just creating curiosity. People want to know more. So I just let them know, hi Mary, this is Teresa Swendra, received a request for more information about our dental and medical plans. Our plans are under $50 per month. I have emailed you some information. And if you want to be, very technical, you can say I emailed you some information to your Gmail or AOL or Yahoo or wherever, whatever email address that they used when they opted in. You can reach me at this number by phone or text with any questions. Look forward to speaking with you. And like I said, when I send this, I do have people that won't respond at all, whether I'm sending it for the medical or the dental or the IBO side, and that's fine. We're reaching out to them. They requested the information. We're doing our part to reach out to them. They have the information. When they're ready, they will reach back out to you. But for the most part, I do have, a large majority of them that will reply almost right away, and they'll tell you I've been really busy and thank you so much for for reaching out to me again. I really want to hear more, or I'm at work, or whatever their situation is, and they'll let you know whatever is going on, and they'll let you know that they do want to hear more about the benefits or about the the medical or the dental or about working from home, whatever it is they've inquired about, and then you can handle it and address it, get their questions answered, and take it from there. All right. Well, I think that is enough. I'm probably overwhelmed some of you, and that was not my goal. I just wanted to help you to make use of using that text message. Let it work for you. It's technology, and times are changing. So if you're not using the text messaging, or you've only done it a little bit, try it. And do some more of it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the results, with the response. But again, make sure you're not letting it replace your phone conversation. You still want to get on the phone and have the conversations with your prospects. So let me go ahead and I'm going to open up to see if there's any questions. I'm sure there are. So give me just a second. And before I open up the line, if you have background noise, please hit *6 on your line to mute out so that I can hear the questions and get them answered. Definitely appreciate it. All righty. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Jennifer from Peoria, Arizona. The beginning of the call, you were talking about a website, App Marketing 101. Can you repeat that website to me?
Sure. It's www.appmarketing101.info.
Okay, I did get it right. Okay, just checking. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I just want to thank you because I'm new and you have given me a lot of really great information and a lot of examples that I will definitely be using. So thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope that it helped a lot of you and it wasn't overwhelming. And I will put the recording up so you can go back and listen to it, as well as all of the examples that I used. They will go up on the marketing site as soon as the call is done. Does anyone have any other questions or comments? Everyone's super quiet. Are you overwhelmed?
My name is Terry from Florida. And as far as the text messaging goes for dental and medical, could I use this the same way, like if I've talked to somebody and they seem very interested in like the dental plan, and then I don't hear from them, then I send them a follow-up email and I call them again and they don't answer. Could I send like a text saying like I spoke to you on March 17th about, you seem very interested. Is this something you're still looking for? Could I follow up with a text like that?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
You can do that with the IBO side of it too. You can follow up. I do that especially if I have a really good conversation with someone and I've directed them to go listen to the overview sites or listen to the overview call, and we've talked again and they've had a bunch of questions, and then sometimes you don't hear from them because their life gets in the way or they're doing more research. And I have done that where I've just sent them a quick text message. I'm like, no, I don't want to bother you. Just, we've been chatting about working from home, and I just want to touch base and see how you're doing, see if you have any more questions. And you put it that way, and take that no pressure approach. Especially just, how are you doing? How's things going? Do you have any more questions? They'll really appreciate that, and for the most part, they're very receptive.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Teresa, this is Jill in Georgia. I have a comment to make.
Sure, go ahead.
I really want to thank you for this because I finally come to realize that my ego had a lot to do with texting and not texting. I have a very old phone. I don't have a smartphone, and I'm not part of the texting generation. And I was kind of getting down on my IBOs and my team for texting, thinking that they were being too lazy to make the phone calls. And that wasn't the reality at all. It was my basic insecurity about not being able to text. So I wasn't texting. And I realize now about the technology, what you said, that people do not answer their voicemails, but they answer a text immediately. I find it with my own kids too. So I'm having to relearn all of this stuff. And thank you so much because I felt bewildered. And this really straightened it out for me a lot. So this was really an important call. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad it helped.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do you have a question?
Yes, this is Sarita Bailey from Montgomery, Alabama. I am new. This is my second day. So my question is, okay, even though I'm doing my advertising ads, I still want to post about the dental plans and all of that as well too. That's different from the ads. Is that correct?
Your IDO ads, yes, they are going to be different than the dental and the medical. I'm trying to think now. I think it's step 5 of the training on the training website goes through some marketing examples, and I know there's some webinars and things in there. You can also, again, go back to the marketing, apmarketing101.info, and I know there's samples in there. In fact, I do have a section here with sample member ads. So you can see how they are going to be different. Let me just pull one up here. This one is just the dental coverage, just that this is a dental plan. So you can see how this is going to be much different than an ad for working from home or an IDO. Was that your question, or does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. I have one more question. When is a good time to go ahead and sign up for the focal point? Is that something that is very, very vital and important at this point?
Focal point is optional. I do recommend it, but I do understand, for some people that they want to wait, and that's fine. I actually have a team member that's been on my team for, I think about a year now, and she finally just signed up for Focal Point. So it's not something you have to have. It will do a lot of the work for you as far as, the autoresponders, capturing the information. However, you are able to have the autoresponders and send them out manually if you don't want to use Focal Point. It's just going to make more work for you to do, but it can still be done.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope that helped. Does anyone have any other questions? Everyone's good?
I think we're good.
All right, awesome. Excuse me. Well, I want to thank you again for coming and joining me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your busy schedule and joining me. Really do hope that you found the call helpful and useful today. Hopefully not overwhelming. If you do have any questions, please let me know. You're more than welcome to reach out to me, reach out to your enroller, post in our Facebook group. We're here and we are all happy and more than welcome to help you with your questions or whatever it is that you need. So with that being said, go have an awesome and blessed day, and we'll talk to you all very soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.